Hey guys, here to do another review today. These figures, well these two that I'm going to do one after each other, are quite controversial in the fact that some people like them, some tolerate them, and some loathe them. They are known as the Pretenders. And in my opinion, this is probably the first step to Hasbro's unfortunate making of the Action Masters, which I don't think a lot of people were fan of. I know I wasn't a big fan of them, but you know, you can't be helped. So we'll talk about, I'm going to first talk about the shell, then I'm going to talk about the vehicle mode for the robot inside, then I'm going to transform the robot and talk about him. So first of all, we've got Cloudburst here, and you know, he's not a bad kind of shell. He's got some nice colouring done. I like the blue, the red, and the grey. They all kind of work well with each other. But if you look at him from the side, he does look quite podgy, because they haven't. They've sort of said this is the guy here, the red bit, and the grey bit is like a backpack area. But from the side, it just looks like it's all one kind of big gut, and he's kind of filled out. He's a big lad, is Cloudburst. I can't remember off the top of my head anything about this guy's profile. I think the only thing I can remember is that he's one of the only pretenders that likes to stay inside of his shell. I can't remember why. Don't ask me why. And like all of the Autobot pretenders, he's got slightly more, well, he's got two accessories that you need to remove before you can transform him. You've got that hat here, and you've got the belt, which doesn't really go all the way around him, but connects into these little grey bits here, and clips around to the other side as well. The hats are pretty nice, but I assume, because this is the only Autobot pretender I've got, that all of them have the same problem. Because of the way the hat fits on top of the head, it does wear away the paint around the hairline. So as you can see, well, you may not be able to see, but take my word for it, he's missing bits of brown that's showing down into the red, so he looks like he's got little bald patches. I know he's old, but it's no excuse for a Transformer to be going bald. And I'll be honest, I do like the little whip he's got. Not very whippy, because it's plastic obviously and it sticks in one place, but you know, it serves its purpose, I suppose. Articulation, like any shell, you've just got the arms that move all the way around 180, that's it. They don't go in and out, the legs don't move, the head doesn't move. I suppose you could class the other movement as pulling it apart. I'll just take it apart. So you don't flip his belt. And his belt's pretty nice as well, it's got quite a nice amount of detail on it. I have no idea if it's anything significant, but it's nice. Oops, don't throw your hat on the floor. So that is what the inside of a Pretender looks like if no one's seen it. You know, there's nothing much to say. The reason why he's got such a big back is because when you put the Pretender inside of it, for all of them I think, you need to fold their arms from like that position and fold them completely back. This makes it so you can put the two parts of the shell together. So I'll just pop him on there. So now I'll talk about Cloudburst vehicle mode. It's not a bad vehicle mode by any standards of like what you could do with basically the same kind of looking figure, because all of the pretenders in robot mode look very similar. Excuse me. But Cloudburst, he's not too bad. I originally got him without his big gun, which really is necessary. Otherwise, he doesn't look quite as impressive. The only well, there's a couple of problems with this mode. I'm never quite sure where you should put the arms when you transform him. I've seen pictures where they're down the side there, or pictures where they're up there. I think they look better when they're pointing backwards. It looks more streamlined and plain-like. So that's a little bit of a problem. And because you're doing them backwards, because of the shape of the arms, because you've got like them coming out with the detail, they push down on these wings bit, which kind of bend them a little, so that is a problem. Other little annoying bits is he looks good from that angle. He looks okay from that angle. From the back, from the top, and from the bottom, he looks quite crap. Mainly because you can see the head, you can see the arms coming out, and it just doesn't look like a proper vehicle mode because you've got all this kibbly crap popping out of him, which is, you know, I'm sure you could try to have hidden, like, I don't know, they could have pulled the chest down, flipped the head down there or something like that, but they didn't. So his vehicle mode, not great, but not the worst out of the Pretenders I've seen. How am I doing for time? Yeah, I may as well transform him now. This isn't going to be a long video because you can't say much about a Pretender. I'll flip the legs round, and turn the head, fold the wings, and that's basically it. And I'll give him his quite big ass gun. You know, so you can see that is quite a big beastly gun for a figure this size. The reason I said they were kind of going towards the Action Master style is, one, because their vehicle modes are quite crappy looking, and because he has a lot more articulation than most figures. We'll say Hardhead here. Hardhead, as you know, his arms just move up in his hands, and that's about it. This guy, Cloudburst, his arms move, his head turns all the way around. His hands aren't his arms aren't restricted at all unless the wings are at that kind of angle. The legs move, well, they would move all the way around if the arms weren't in the way. And again, the wings can kind of hinder the movement. He bends at the knee both forwards and backwards, and his little feet bend as well. So, you know, he's got quite a lot of movement to him, I suppose. A nice little feature as well is you can slide the wings up like that, and he looks quite cool with little wings. It looks a bit like a Power Ranger, I suppose, with the little wings up. So he's not a great figure, but he's not crap. I'd say this is definitely a toy you could buy for like a child, because Pretenders are very cheap. They're not hard to transform. You know, if you like Pretenders, I suppose they're alright, but otherwise, probably stay clear of them. I personally like Pretenders, but I know that a lot of people don't. The only ones I would recommend people are Thunderwing, of course, and Bludgeon, because they're impossible to find anyway. So this is me with Cloudburst Shell and Cloudburst saying thanks for watching, and see you later.